Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com with your morning horn disease. Your sip of chaga coffee. What's that Chinese proverb? May we live in interesting times. Just so everybody knows, the banking system could stop at any moment. It's kind of that easy. I've been saying, probably September 11th, they'll go for another takedown of the banksters. Doesn't seem like it now. It seems like it's coming earlier. And the key is they don't want people to get all into these new assets, the alternatives to fiat money. Some people don't want that to happen. It's happening. You can't deny it. We're looking at silver at $23. You might say, oh, Bix, what a great move for silver. In 1980, silver hit just about $50 intraday. $50. How many dollars and dollar derivatives, which count as forms of money, have been created since 1980? It should be $23,000 an ounce, not $23 an ounce. And we'll get there. There is no metric on the planet other than price, which is set on a derivatives market, the COMEX, futures and options only. There is no other metric in the world of silver that you can point to that said the silver price should be trading at less than half of its all-time high in 1980. It's exactly the opposite. I can name you 100 different metrics that says silver should be at least 1,000 times what it was in 1980. But because we live in a command and control economy, no free markets in the United States. Those were gone after Alan Greenspan implemented the first computer trading programs in the early 70s with his buddy, his mentor, Arthur Burns. So I posted something yesterday for the private road members, update number 7. There's quite a few updates on here. The end is in sight, not with a bang but a whimper. Go check those out on the private road if you're interested on what's going on behind the scenes. But there is no world in which we live that can justify a $23 silver price. I'm not selling an ounce of silver until at least it goes 7-1 with gold. Right now it's 88-1. So it will go 1-1. It'll probably go 1-88 at when true fair market value is found out and everybody finds out, oh my God, there's so much gold out there. And oh my God, silver is so important for our electronic future. There's 2 oh my gods that will happen, and obviously the COMEX won't be up and running, so there would be no exchange. There is no other exchange on the planet, by the way, in case you're wondering. The price will be set in your local area. Probably your local coin shop will say, here's what I'm buying it for. Now, what will they be buying it for? I don't know. A new type of money, CBDC, all that crap. A ton of people sent me a message about the quantum financial system and why XRP is moving up. And I'm going to read that in a second because it's just so beyond ridiculous that people are falling for this shit. I don't know many people, truthfully, I don't know many people who are falling for it, but it's all a construct to steal your money and make you be non-active in protecting your wealth. You need to be active in protecting your wealth. Get your wealth into your own possession through buying physical silver, cryptos in your own possession. If you love gold for some odd reason, if there was no such thing as silver, I would be the biggest gold bug in the world. But there is, so I'm not. You can swap massive amounts of silver for just 1 little ounce of gold. Do it now if you haven't already. Most people have who listen to my stuff, and there's so many people, even the true diehard gold bugs. Jim Sinclair, for example, said buy silver. If you love gold, buy silver. That's what I've been saying for a long time. If you love gold, buy silver today at 88-1. Wait till the relationship goes 10-1 or 20-1 or 1-1, and then sell all your silver back because you love so much gold. You're going to get 10, 20, 30 times the amount of gold you have right now without doing anything other than those 2 swaps. I hope this is sinking in for everybody. I know it is. If you don't have a local guy, I always say go to your local guy. That's the guy you're going to be selling your 1 ounce of silver for $10,000 for later down the line. So make a relationship with your local guys. You can look up coin dealers in the phone book or on the internet. Do they even have phone books anymore? That's how old I am. And if you don't have a local guy, contact Andy Schechtman and Miles Franklin. Now's the time that a lot of the gold and silver dealers go under. When silver and gold run out, they make all these promises and then they just disappear. You need to deal with someone you trust. I absolutely trust Andy Schechtman. Send him an email to get his current inventory list and prices. Email is info at milesfranklin.com, milesfranklin.com. I know everybody's buying from Andy these days because you have to trust who you're dealing with. If Andy tells you, I don't have it in inventory, but I can get it, he'll also qualify it by, it might be a hell of a long way out depending on what's going on. Buy what he's got in inventory. Now's not the time to mess around, pardon my French. Because like this, FDIC unexpectedly delays the bid deadline for Silicon Valley Private Bank. The FDIC is running blockage. Why? Because they only have $128 billion in their coffers. They couldn't insure Silicon Valley Bank for all the unsecured depositors. How are they going to do every bank on the planet when that falls apart? They're not going to, and they understand that. But they want this system to crash because they can't even come close to living up to their expectations. An insurance company can only pay out what they have. Now, what happens? In 2008, the FDIC ran out of money. They ran out of money. They had to go to Congress, and Congress had to vote to re-liquidate, shall we say, the FDIC coffers. They had to vote and to give, I think it was $300 billion was needed, which is insane, but they were all insured. FDIC only insures less than 1% of all deposits. In the stock market, the SIPC doesn't insure anything. It's 0.0003%, I believe it is. Those are gone. Those will be gone when this system falls apart. Anyway, the FDIC is blocking the Silicon Valley Bank bid. It's all part of how far are we going to go down this rabbit hole before everybody starts running to their bank. Everybody starts running to their bank. And let me show you, I'm going to read this insane email that a lot of people got as related to the quantum financial system. Many people don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to read this because some people have bought into this. They bought into this thing that there's going to be a quantum financial system and XRP and Stellar will be running the whole financial show. So they buy all this XRP and say, this is the future, Bix. You don't understand. We got Nesra, we got Jesra, blah, blah, blah. It's a con. It's a massive con. Here's how deep that con goes. Message about the quantum finance, urgent message yesterday. Man giving intel is Graham Hodson. I believe he's British. Okay, so I have some juicy intel for you. We know the ISO 2022 digital payment system that's on XRP and XLM, the Stellar blockchain, went live on Monday. It might have and it might not have, but I don't think anybody in the electronic financial world or in any bank or the Fed or anybody gives a shit if XRP and Stellar have gone live. Nobody cares. We know this. We don't say why. We know this. So all banks are transitioning over, and this literally means they are moving away from the old Cabal SWIFT system. Now, the SWIFT system is how the big banks transfer money overseas. It's just a ledger. It's just a ledger. It's not that important. It's a ledger that the big banks use, the central banks and the big banks. So what? Everything has been switched over. This is across 200 countries and 11,000 institutions. So I'm telling you, 11,000 institutions are about to go belly up, and these guys are all excited that XRP and Stellar are going to be are the ones that's going to blow up on. They're saying today everything goes onto their new system, and all the banks are about to blow up. That doesn't fare well for the new system, shall we say? It fully goes live on March 23rd, which is today. So we are currently going through the delays of everything switching over to the new quantum financial system and away from the fear-based SWIFT system. How many times have they said, oh, it's happening now? There's a little delay. It's happening now. It's all bullshit. It's all a lie. XRP went up like 100% in the last couple days. Guess who's selling? The people who invented this lie. The guys at Ripple and all their buddies who want to dump their XRP. So they have completely lost. The bad guys have completely lost is what they're saying. And they also have confirmed that the CBDC, central bank digital currency, has been disconnected from the quantum financial system, from the blockchain system. So the CBDC has failed again. Do not worry about it. Just completely ignore it. We're already past that phase now. So it's absolutely fantastic news. I have another bit of great news for my Australian followers that have been asking questions. It is live in Australia. Hey, Australia, do you feel like you've been freed? Not even close. It certainly is. We went live on Monday. There's a lot of great posts flying around at this minute, so it definitely went live. Because the internet's talking about it, it's definitely true. Unfortunately for my Canadian followers, it hasn't been confirmed yet. As soon as I get some more info, I will post. So yeah, 200 countries, that's gone live. We now have switched over from the fiat SWIFT system. That's gone bye-bye. We are now on the quantum financial system. They have also said, though, as I have been saying, expect a bit of downtime where ATMs won't work. And obviously banks are inaccessible. So make sure you have some cash at home. Make sure you take everything out of the current system. What they're saying is it's going to go down, but we have a quantum financial system to continue the theft. The theft of stealing your money by using these quantum financial system, the SWIFT system, whatever it is. It's all fiat-based. It's all a fraud. 100%. We don't need to change over to a new system. We have to wipe the old system clean and start fresh. And that's what's going to happen because that doesn't take any deciders. This is just for a short period of time. So they are saying, just to be on the safe side, be prepared. It could be 2 to 4 weeks. Be prepared for a short period of time when we transition over. The internet may also go down because now what this is doing is making these people who believe in this bullshit not be active. You have to be active. Secure your assets in your own possession. Go get out of your XRP, get out of your quantum financial hopes and dreams because they're not going to come true, and get into the real stuff, get it in your own possession. The internet may go down because we will be migrating from the current internet to the quantum servers, just as the banking system. Our internet will be, as I have said on previous videos, on the quantum internet, which is blockchain and completely unhackable. Everything is moving. You cannot deny this now. Sure I can. Nothing has happened and nothing will happen. I just denied it. Now prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Today the world is implementing the quantum financial system. Wishes and rainbows have come true. It's bullshit, my friends. It's bullshit. Where are we? Everything is moving. You cannot deny this now. It's all happening around you. You will see stuff about banks collapsing. That is just a reminder of the old fear system collapsing. That is bullshit. They are lying. The fear is they're trying to steer you away from taking action. You need to take action. Get your assets out of the system. Get them in your own possession. You win both ways that way, right? If these psychotic, whatever you want to call them, people saying, don't worry about it. We got a quantum financial system that Joe Schmo has decided on. And 200 countries have agreed to. And they all want to give power to everybody else, not themselves. It's just insane. It's literally insane. Do not sit on your ass and hope this happens. Get off your ass, get your money out of the bank, get your silver in your own possession, your gold in your own possession if you're that crazy, and your cryptos in your own possession if you pick the good ones. Cryptos are for the way future, by the way. Cryptos will not fare well during the crash. But they will be huge in the future. I see a big slam down and then an instant rise to huge numbers in the future. Have enough cash to get you through a month or so. But be ready. If you do all this stuff, if they have this quantum financial system, they restart the system, nothing has changed, my friends. All the bad guys still have 99% of the money and nothing has changed. So it won't work. No one would agree to that. Everybody wants this change. China and Russia just agreed. Everything's changing. Are you ready? Yep, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yep. That's Putin and Xi shaking hands, saying we're ready. They even toasted to it. We're ready for the change. Anyway, they are saying there's potentially going to be some big events, so keep an eye out. There could be massive arrests on the horizon, which finalizes everything. What I will say is they have always said it couldn't go live until a certain person was taken out of his position. So get ready. I'm looking forward to that one. So get ready. It's all moving. It's all there. I will keep sharing more exciting times ahead. Okay, so today everything's changing over. Anybody who received this email and halfway believes it, tomorrow wake up and send them a message and say, nothing fucking changed. No, but you can't see it. Oh my God. Stupidity all over the internet. Anyway, so the FDIC's blocking something. Silver's doing well, but remember, it is rigged. They can click a mouse and set the price of silver to minus $40. Are they going to do it? I don't know. I don't think they care anymore, truthfully. With the banks crashing, literally, the banks will lose a couple more banks this weekend. The weekend after that, if the system's still running, we'll lose more banks and more banks and more banks. All the regional banks, over 10,000 of them, are being gutted right now. All those deposits are going into the big banks. All the big banks' derivatives are being just ripped apart. It's kind of a good thing to think, okay, they're not going to blame the little banks. They're going to blame the big guys. The big guys are going to get all the blame when the system falls apart because they literally stole this money from the regional banks. Who was one of the main cheerleaders for yelling, get your money out of Silicon Valley Bank? Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan, telling all their clients, get out of it. And where does all that money go? Back over to JP Morgan. JP Morgan currently has, I think it's 60 trillion in derivatives that are going bad as we speak. So if I were to say this is the good guy's plan, save the middle banks by not making them part of the big banks. Does that make sense? You don't want to blame your little bank. You want to blame the big banks as the system falls apart. Not a bad move. So that's happening when the big banks get all the deposits and then Jamie Dimon is strung up. The largest bank in the world with 60 trillion in derivatives. Nothing is left over. Nothing is left over. That's kind of where we are. Speaking of that, UBS set for talks with Michael Klein to terminate Credit Suisse investment bailout deal. Yes, that the last second save at Credit Suisse was not a last second save. It was a psych. We got another week. That deal falls through. Credit Suisse, I'm hearing 30 trillion in derivatives goes bad. That means all the derivatives go bad. Remember what I've been screaming about. The end game is the derivative bubble popping. Nothing survives that. $2.5 quadrillion. It's like you made up the number, right? 2.5 quadrillion. What does that even mean? In the larger scheme of things, it means there's no entity on the planet. Even if the Fed prints 2.5 quadrillion to make everybody whole, it wouldn't fix the problem. The problem is the unbacked fiat money. The problem is the criminality at mainly the larger banks, which are now getting all the deposits. And when the large banks go, everybody will point to the bad guys, the regulators, which should have been gone a long time ago, and our government politicians. Then who's going to decide? Then what does that quantum financial system agreement with 200 countries and 10,000 institutions mean? It means zip. It means zero diddly squat. Never was XRP going to take over for the banks. And if it did, it would be destroyed instantly because the banks get destroyed. I hope this makes sense to everybody. Oh, by the way, there's a new big short. The new big short hits a record low as focus turns to $400 billion real estate market issue. CRE debt maturity wall. 2 weeks ago, we introduced readers to the Big Short 3.0. We explained why small banks are in big trouble. We didn't even have to wait days before proving right, literally hours. Silicon Valley Bank was shuttered, and the regional banking system has been gripped by the worst crisis since Lehman, one which has seen $550 billion in deposits drained from U.S. banks, the mid-tier banks, and go to the big guys. Meanwhile, we haven't waited long to see the market impact of the latest version of the Big Short, which we defined as BBB minus tranches of CMBX Series 15 due to its outsized exposure to office commercial real estate. That is a massive derivative. Remember, all real estate is now packaged into a derivative and sold into the market and traded in the derivative form within the markets. And who holds these derivatives? Mid-tier banks own a lot of real estate. The commercial real estate market is dead and will never come back. I'm telling you right now, it will never come back, commercial real estate. Why? They overbuilt, they overpromised, and they built it all with debt. And as soon as you have a downturn, no one can pay that debt. And this is a massive issue, $550 billion. So yeah, all the real estate stocks, which are derivative stocks, are crashing now. There's going to be nothing left. Look at this. In the next 5 years, $2.5 trillion in commercial real estate debt matures. $2.5 trillion. With cheap money, everybody goes out and says, oh my God, I can borrow for free. And look at this income stream. I've locked in my income stream because I bought this rental house. Or I bought this rental property. Good luck with that. When interest rates go up, everything stops. So there's $2.5 trillion in commercial real estate deals that are about to go bust. Nobody can survive that. Again, if you go back to the Banking Basics Handbook that came out on January 1st, 2007, along with Wishes and Rainbows, which is the Road to Ruta comic, and the Teacher's Guide, which is Road to Ruta, a Teacher's Guide. This is on the Fed Boston website. The Banking Basic Handbook describes two scenarios where banks crash. One is the price of oil crashes, so all the banks who finance oil are gone. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't really care. The other one they talked about was the value of real estate crashes, and then the banks have to come, the Federal Reserve has to come in and bail everybody out. Will the Federal Reserve bail out $2.5 trillion? If somebody's going to throw a monkey wrench in it, it's going to be the FDIC. FDIC is the guarantor of so many derivatives because they guarantee these banks that hold derivatives. If the bank goes, Silicon Valley Bank went and the FDIC would have gone completely empty of their hoard of $128 billion because that's what it would have taken. So the Fed came in and flooded that market. How long is this going to last, Bix? Tell me. I don't know. It should have crashed in 1913 on January 1st, right after they signed the Federal Reserve Act. But we've been kicking the can. When Janet Yellen says she's going to bail out Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, although she doesn't have the legal authority to do that, that's kicking the can. We're done kicking the can. We're not transferring over a quantum financial system. That would take so many deciders and so many people to say, yeah, we're going to do that. And it's a con. That's the sad thing, is people are actually believing it. So yes, Gary Gensler and friends are massively going after cryptocurrencies because it's the other alternative. You got your precious metals and you got your cryptocurrencies. SEC hits Lindsay Lohan, Jake Paul, Soulja Boy, and others with crypto fraud charges. The fraud charges should be put on a Gary Gensler and his band of merry men at the SEC. And it will. Remember, these banks go down. There is no SEC. They're gone. The government, the politicians are gone. That's what Dick Allgaier saw in the Death of the Dollar viewing, was politicians keeling over sick in the halls of Congress, knowing that this is the last day. It's over. And that's coming. 10 years ago, we wouldn't have thought that even possible. And now we're like, it's probable. Congress can't do anything. They can't agree on anything. So this is the last gasp. They're trying to scare people out of cryptos. Get it in your own possession. Get it out of the way. Store it wherever you need to store it. And don't even look at price, because all these exchanges will be taken down. And all the banks that offer a way out back into, I'm going to cash out a little of my theta into cash so I have cash. Those days are ending very fast. The way to transfer cryptos into cash will end abruptly. And then you won't even know what they're worth. All the exchanges will shut down. That's another thing you need to mentally prepare yourself for is you're going to have your assets in your own possession. You won't know the value of those assets. You won't know the value of silver. You won't know the value of gold. When the banks shut down, all that stuff's right out the window. Why? Because nobody can transact. How do you know what the price of gold is when no banks are open, no exchanges are open, and there's no dollars flowing around? You don't. What's the barter price of gold is what you'll be asking. Yes, they'll open up again, but under whose system? Will it be the quantum financial system? No. That takes deciders. And nobody's going to decide that because it's a con. And a lot of people were conned into that. Will the United States go back to our constitutional money of gold and silver? I think absolutely. It's exactly what they're saying in the Road to Ruta documents. It's not a coincidence that Ruta's walking up to a bank teller with a stack of 19 gold coins, swapping out for green pieces of paper. I don't know if they're Federal Reserve notes. I would doubt it. I would highly doubt it. Probably Treasury notes that are redeemable in gold upon demand. And that's why they put that little notch in the bottom of the gold and silver eagles. Yes, I do think that the U.S. Mint is not hoarding, is not producing coins because they just can't, or they don't want to, or they can't find the silver. I think they are producing coins. They're just stockpiling them because they told us they're doing that, stockpiling them for the future. And the future is a gold and silver standard with some kind of crypto component because you don't want to walk around with gold and silver in your pocket. Probably every single coin will have an identifier at the bottom. There's a little notch down there that the old mint head put in there, designed it to have a little notch at the bottom of the new gold and silver eagles so that they can put some kind of identifier on it. This is all happening. Nobody can tell you how it will happen, but as I've said for the last 16 years since I discovered the Road to Ruta documents, the Road to Ruta theory will be closer than any other theory, is what I've been saying. It's not 100% perfect. Nobody knows exactly how, not even the Fed knows how it's all going to go down. But it's not going to be a couple crypto guys deciding this is what it's going to be, because you don't have the mass of the public. You just don't have them. And you don't have any laws on the books that says we're going to use cryptocurrencies. There's a reason that Gary Gensler has stopped any kind of regulation or laws around cryptocurrencies. Because when the system falls apart, you'll be able to use them if you choose, but they won't be the legal tender of the United States. The legal tender is already on the books, gold and silver, as legal tender. It's already there. It takes no deciders. Anyway, so I think this rise in XRP is a bunch of hooey. I don't think XRP is going to play any role in the future financial system. But I do think that the guys at Ripple are making a fucking fortune. Every time it goes up, they dump more and more XRP onto the market and make more and more money, probably squirrel it away and go buy Bitcoin and silver and gold. Most likely that's what they're doing because they're not exactly dummies, but they're running a con. And that con will be shown for the fraud that it is very soon. Remember, you don't need XRP if there's no banks. XRP was built to take the place of the Swift system. The Swift system is just a ledger between the big banks and the central banks. That's all it is. They don't need XRP. If the banks wanted to run something like XRP, they'd do it with their own blockchain. And by the way, CBDCs, when you really start to think about them, CBDCs, central bank digital currency, would take out every bank. Is that what the banks want? No need for a regional bank, no need for a big bank. A CBDC would be, depending who controls the Federal Reserve of each, the central bank of each country, they would have full power to cut you off and all that. I am not a fan of CBDCs. I am a fan of using blockchain technology to control money supply, to know what it is, how much of what is being issued. For example, how many gold eagles are going to be out there if we go back to a gold and silver standard? How many other types of, because you need to know that. You need to know scarcity if you're going to transition to something new. We don't know how much gold there is out there. We don't know how much silver there is out there. That is something that will need to be determined, explained, and entered into the computation of the buying power of that currency. Anyway, that's where we are. I'm going to talk to Jenny Moonstone later today. Go check it out on the private road. Again, I just posted the End is in Sight private road update number 7. And yes, at least today, we still are giving away the silver Ruta coin, the coolest coin ever made. Double stamp, individually numbered with every subscription or renewal on the road to Ruta. This giveaway will end abruptly as silver breaks free of the criminal cabal. And it's looking good. They want us to think it's looking good. There are good guys. At some point, they'll just click a mouse and make silver run and destroy all the shorts. And then they'll shut down the market. So be prepared for that. We're in that really hot time where markets can be shut down instantly. So that's why I'm always saying, go to your local guy to get silver, because you don't want to wait for it. If you're going to buy from Andy Shackman, wire the money today, have it ship it today. Buy what he's got in inventory. We're running out of time. Might be this weekend, the whole system ends. I don't know. Might be September, might be a couple more years out. I don't think so. It's kind of hard to see how that would work. And this FDIC thing, this is telling me, yeah, they can put a big monkey wrench into the bailout plans. The FDIC could be the ones who actually instigate the run on the banks, because they know they can't pay up. We saw a video of them saying, I don't know what's going to happen. People are going to have to take haircuts. No, people are going to lose everything they have. The next bank that goes down cannot be, these unsecured deposits are not going to be paid back. Let's see Janet Yellen try to do that. Let's see Jerome Powell try to do that. Let's see the FDIC try to do that. You already blew it. You already blew it by insuring uninsured deposits. You cannot let a small bank in the middle of America go down. Oh, all the businesses that had money there, we're not going to insure the deposits that were uninsured. But we will for Silicon Valley Bank, because guys like Gavin Newsom and Oprah Winfrey had their money there. So it ain't going to work. They're going to bail out everybody for everything. That's why Greenspan said there's never going to be a shortage of money. The problem is, will that money be worth anything? What is the purchasing power of that money? The direct opposite of that is cryptos and, of course, the money of the United States, silver and gold. I love gold, except there's a hell of a lot of it. It will go up massively. It'll double or triple when all this happens. So silver will go up 100, 200, 300 times and more. Get your physical silver in your own possession. That's my take. That's all I got for you. Good luck out there. I'm talking to Jenny later today. I'll post that on Private Road. We're going to talk about really interesting things about the transition, about what happens after the crash, people involved. I'm going to dig deep into the psychic world. I love doing that. So come check it out. This is Bix. I'll talk to you later.